Hello traders. I got me a new headset, so hopefully I have a much better volume than I have in my past few videos here. At any rate, basically Friday we put in a higher pivot points and we are rejecting the daily pivot to start the morning out with here. And value last week built out down around the 260.40 area, and there is a lot of risks starting our quarter out today with the markets bleeding off here. So be very concerned here that there's much more downside risk this to start the week off with than there is going higher. And I also want to point out on the S&P, we got a very significant squeeze setting up here on our 1 hour chart on the S&P. So when we open here, we could have with our Bollinger Bands, we could have a massive downside move down to support, and then later today actually start breaking down. So um, I know some very good traders. They started putting on some May SPY put trades starting Friday, and it was really what was our big tell last week is how all that volume for the most part was being accepted at lower prices last week. And you can see this is a primary fib fan zone, and value was put in below that last week. And we had a short squeeze there Thursday, and it caused the indices to push higher, but it wasn't actually, in my opinion, really good bullish sentiment coming into the markets. The sentiment did improve Thursday, but it was more to do with short squeezing than actual buying, in my opinion. So I'm seeing. I wanted to wait till today to see how things open. I wanted to see if prices were going to push up and above, and we are not seeing that so far this morning. So just keep that in mind that there is a lot of risk to the downside on the S&P or on the indices today. On the Qs here, it's even somewhat of a tighter range from last week down here at the lows. And keep in mind, these are the high beta names. So, having tighter ranges on the beta names, that's even more concerning at these range lows because we did put in value below a trend support line that I have put here. Even though Friday we did catch a responsive short squeeze in a lot of the techs. And it looks like it's bleeding, like the other indices, just bleeding off this morning. And we have put in a higher daily pivot. We're trading down below our daily pivots, heading quickly down to our S1 support, monthly support. So just keep that in mind. And then also, I have a channel which we've been trading in for the Qs, and we are trading below the 38.6 fib zone and bleeding pretty quick. So we're probably going to be testing the trend bottom earlier today, if not later. Sometime today we're going to be trading the lower range of the trend. And if you want our daily here, you can see it better. So that's the primary trend we've been in on the Qs. And we are breaking back down away from our 60 or our 38.6 range. And so just keep that in mind that quite a bit of risk here in the Qs. Now our IWM, our Russell, it is starting to hold up a little bit better than the other indices, in my opinion. We are trading near our daily or our weekly pivot point, but slightly below it right here. And this is our 21 MA SMA 1 hour, and that's our initial signal line, and we are slowly trying to push below that. So just keep this one on your radar. Like I said, it is doing a little bit better. It is below our daily pivot point, like the other indices, and we are in a bearish cloud formation on our 1 hour chart. So it's bearish like the other indices, but not quite as bad as the others, in my opinion. But on the channel that it's been trading in, it, like the other indices, they're slowly pushing towards this channel low retest, in my opinion. and it's pushing down below critical support too, even here in the even in the pre-market. So just keep that in mind. Channel low test on the IWM as well as the others. And your diamonds are going in suit with the others. We're inside of our cloud, coming back down to the daily pivot where all the basically this is where all the volume was accepted last week, and we're quickly drifting right back down to that already in the pre-market. This is actually showing a little bit worse because, well, actually no, we are above our daily pivot on this one. No, that's not right. No, we're below our daily pivot, and we're coming back down. And we do have a little bit widening pivot zones on our diamonds. So just keep that in mind that the diamonds can move a little bit faster than the others coming into today. Okay, and like I said, we're inside of our cloud and everything on our Bollinger Bands and stuff. We are below the middle Bollinger Band, and it's not looking too hot this morning for prices to be pushing higher. Typically, gold is, April's a very good month for gold, and so far this morning, gold's up nicely. ABX, which is a gold miner, it is catching a bid this morning, and we are pushing out and above our 1 hour cloud. So see what happens on that, but it looks like we are trying to go to range highs on our gold miner stocks, which they could catch a continued bid today. AK Steel is also a stock catching a bid today. The steel miners had a very good day Thursday. So far this morning, AK Steel's catching a little bit of bid. We do have a squeeze going on for AK Steel here near range highs. So if we were to catch a bid in the steel stocks, AK Steel could easily catch a short squeeze coming into today. Our RSI is on the 1 hour is a little overbought, but that's something that's happening this morning and getting a load of interest. But there's not much going on so far on the bullish side. Now on the bearish side, it's a different story. BABA, with this whole tariff war thing heating up here, BABA this morning is opening right on a critical trend line support area, and it's right there right now. Very bearish scenario. The weekly value is way up here at the 190.50 area. That's where most of the volume last week hit off, and so far this morning we're not even attempting to get back to that. So keep that in mind. We might be seeing a significant break of trend here on our BABA. Now, I have seen quite a bit of bullish activity in Alibaba and the option markets, so I'm not ruling it out yet, but just something to be aware of that BABA is showing some relative weakness. Apple. Come Friday, the U.S. is going to announce the tariffs against companies that are stealing intellectual property, and I think Apple's going to be at the forefront of some of this. When all comes to light, Apple's going to be at the forefront about their technology being copied in China, and cell phones and stuff being duplicated, their technology. So just keep this in mind. We are right at the weekly pivot for last week that there could be continued relative weakness, and we are getting prices, like everything else in the market, right down here at support. Prices are being accepted, so that's not an overly bullish scenario starting to quarter out. Bank of America. Showing a little bit of relative weakness here. We're inside of weekly value. A lot of these charts, I wanted to see them pushing out and above, and I'm not seeing anything happening so far. So that's not an overly bullish scenario starting to quarter out with, in my opinion. So just keep that in mind. And a problem with a lot of these banks now that LIBOR's so high that you're not going to see many more of those mega mergers between companies because it costs too much to do those type of deals. We saw a Walmart Humana deal this morning, but they were doing a partnership agreement instead of a merger, and that's probably what you're going to see from here. And that has been a major driving force for these markets, these mergers and acquisitions. And like I said, with LIBOR being high, you're not going to see many of those happening from here on out. Over the weekend, Trump was going after Amazon again and trying to renegotiate higher shipping fees for the postal service. That's exactly what's happening here. So there is a lot of risk holding to the long side Amazon. We have accepted all last week. We accepted value right on trend support down here, and we are opening up below the pivot point of control, and we have a gap above that needs to be filled. Which, if the markets were to catch bid, yeah, that's a scenario. But with the news cycle being negative against Amazon, I mean I have uh, uh, serious concerns that we're not even going to fill this gap. I mean, I think we're going to be coming right back down the range lows and probably closing below the significant support area and start building out value below our support zone. So that's just a scenario that I'm looking at on Amazon here. Now the SMH did close fairly bullish scenario, the semiconductors. But the weakest of the group would be your AMD here, and we do have a little bit of a squeeze happening on our AMD. So just keep that in mind that value is a little bit tight here coming into the week, and we have accepted prices at lower prices down here. We had a little bit of a short squeeze in AMD there Friday, but so far this morning we are rejecting that squeeze a little bit. So just keep that in mind that we are at range lows and prices are last week's prices accepted prices at these lower levels. So that is a forecasting tell that when weekly values are accepted at the bottom end of the range, that continuation is quite likely to happen. And then a final one that volume's showing a little bit of interest this morning. They are selling away from weekly value, value point of control on Boeing. We're right at trend line support and the 21 SMA. Lots of risk in Boeing coming down, and we're going to start putting in value, weekly value, possibly to the down below support or the very lows of the support range. So keep that in mind. Boeing has a lot significant risk with the whole China tariff war news. So, and that's what's in the headlines this morning. So just keep all that stuff in mind here. That I see much more downside risk than upside opportunity today. So we'll see what happens, how things roll out and stuff. But we are at quarter beginning, and I think smart money was propping up the markets at support areas for the end of quarter numbers, and so now starting this week, that prop up is likely not to happen, and we're going to start breaking to lower levels. Okay, that's just some of my ideas. Please put some comments down at the bottom of the YouTube video, and I want to hear your thoughts and opinions, and hopefully this helps you guys out. This is the morning brief, and good trading all, and hopefully we can make some money today. Thanks.